Welcome back to the Kaleidosphere, a Dungeons & Dragons Play Podcast. I am your Dungeon Master, Nathan, and joining me tonight are Austin.
Freya Dusk, the sword between the words.
Carlos.
Chomp, and I'm really happy I killed something.
Gabe.
I am D.
And Alex.
Karlik, Shark Freezer.
Join us in part 2 of our interlude of our first campaign, To Whom the Sea Belongs. We're going to pick up right where we left off last time, so you are in an underwater cloud of blood in the southern town of the kingdom of Narau, and you have just finished fending off a whole bunch of sharks.
I just love that. Welcome back. You guys are in a cloud of blood.
The first thing I would like to do is to use False Life on myself to give me back a little bit of hit points.
All right.
I get back 5, the minimum possible.
Sometimes that's how it goes.
And from where we are, can I swim up and just see if I can... I guess I can only depending on how dark it is, I can really only see within 120 feet. But if I can see if there is anything else threatening us currently.
Yeah, make a perception check.
Okay. 20 total.
All right. There are sharks in the distance, but they seem to be preoccupied with the mostly dead, occasionally dying remains of various commoners.
Okay. Then I will. I'll swim back towards where everybody else is, and my character says,
I suggest we seek refuge.
We should check out that building that you signaled? The swirl above the building?
There appears to be life in this building, yes.
Freya is going to swim over to it and knock.
All right. Nobody answers, but from where you are, next to the door, you can see through a window. You can see the hooded lantern that Dee found earlier, and you can see a couple people that are kind of huddled in a corner. They pulled a shelf over and they're hiding behind it.
Hello, my name is Freya. I am a representative sent to do a little courtesy check, make sure everyone's alive in here. I see you.
Yeah, after a minute, one of them will get up. It appears to be a couple middle-aged Tritons, one male and one female, and the male one comes over and opens the door. The water remains outside the door, or the floor inside is dry. It's one of those buildings that's, like, breathable air on the inside, water on the outside.
May me and my friends come inside? I know there's laws about harboring soldiers and whatnot, but I'd like to probably tend to some wounds.
Yeah, his eyes are wide open and he nods and kind of holds the door for you and sticks his head out into the water and looks around for potential harm. He blanches when he sees Chomp and kind of shrinks back.
Oh, he's dangerous, but he's on our side.
Yeah, I'm kind of a big softy at heart, soft innards. But I won't kill you unless if you want me to kill you, then I would gladly do so.
Oh, yes, please.
Mirror image tears just work their way out of this Triton's eyes and he backs away from you.
Something I said.
Maybe it's best for you to stay away from the people.
Fair enough.
All right. Good talk. All right. What are your names? I'm so sorry I didn't even ask. Sir, madam?
So the female who's still kind of hiding behind the shelf, she looks over after a moment and she says, Yes, I am Taiba, and that is my husband, Otal. You survived. I looked out the window, I still see sharks in the distance.
What happened here?
Make a charisma check, persuasion, anything else you want to. You can have advantage for, the group effort. This is basically just going to see how much they know and how much they're willing to share, given how frightened they are.
Sure. So is the whole group making a check, or am I making the check, since I asked what happened here?
Yeah, I think I'll have Freya make it with advantage, kind of as the spokesperson diplomat of the party.
Sure.
Oh, rip, that's a 12.
Okay, so you will get some information, but not the entire story, whether that's them being afraid or them not seeing it all.
Mm-hmm.
You will never know. So, Taiba says, there were Terkanese combatants. They overwhelmed the defenses. Mind flayers led the foot soldiers, the Sawakin and some Mero. Their pets, sharks, octopi, little brains with fin-like legs. They led them to take over this town. As you can see, they were successful, but they did not only want to take over the town. They butchered us, they massacred. We are only alive because we hid. And Otal just kind of nods. He still seems like shell-shocked.
Well, thank goodness that you have. Do you know where they may be held up at?
I am not sure. And after a moment, Otal says, I was watching them as best I could. It seems that the full force of them have not remained. I think some of them have moved on to communicate with other Terkanese, but as much as I was able to see, I think that some of them are still holed up in the fort at the south of town.
So the rest of the forces went south, correct?
Southeast.
Well, thank you so much for your information. I'm going to reach in and give them the small piece of shell that has my information engraved on it, and slide it over. It's slightly opalescent, and it flickers in the hooded lantern. If you ever find yourself north, this will help you get in contact with me, and we'll arrange for a warm night's sleep. Does that sound all right to you?
It does. Thank you. After a minute, Taiba says, Do you think that the path out is clear now? Are we safe to escape?
No. Stay bunkered.
Okay. Thank you.
The sharks are swarming around the perimeter. It's, as you can see by our friends here, all covered in some amount of blood, that it will probably be pretty bad.
I imagine Chomp is just licking the blood off of himself.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. This blood tastes delicious. But clap. Hello, clap. I have to clap. He's talking to you, Clark.
Oh, Carl kind of looks over. He's like, "Are you talking to me?"
Yeah, your name is Clap, right?
No, it's Carl-erk.
I'm just gonna keep on calling you Clap because I can't say that. Did you hear though what they said? Mind flayers. Is that what they said?
Yeah,
They did.
That's
Oh, I'm excited, but I'm also just curious to see how we're going to deal with. Isn't Mind Flayer something of a nasty bit?
I think if you keep chomping away, we'll be in a good spot.
Oh, I like the sound of that. Oh, and is your name P?
If you're looking at D,
yes,
he
100%.
does not acknowledge what you said.
All right, I guess he's the strong silent type there. All right. Continue on, and he just goes back to licking his fingers.
Fingers.
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so Otal and Taiba will just kind of stare at Chomp in shock. Otal kind of recedes within himself again, and Taiba, after a minute, says, Well, thank you for coming south. We will stay bunkered. Hopefully they will not check in here. At least we're safe from the sharks, probably, because not like your friend, but the kind that only swim and don't have legs. Yes, I don't know how many of the town survived. I don't know how many of them were taken by the Mind Flayers. Perhaps there are other survivors in the fort. Perhaps they took prisoners. Perhaps it was only a butchery. I do not know.
Well, if there's anything about mind flayers, they're going to try to want to have some grunts. A note to you, as you're bunkering down, you might want to turn your lantern off. I know it's dark. However, that's how we found you. So you might want to
I see. Okay.
not do that.
Okay. And she shuts it off, and the sun has set by this point, so that immediately plunges you all into pitch black.
Oh, you can't see now. It's not good.
Carl has no problem. He's got some dark vision, so I'm just... The lantern was never on to me.
Sure. Anything else with this couple, or do you want to continue toward the fort or elsewhere in the town?
Can I make a kind of assessment of the situation and see if we can afford a short rest to kind of lick our wounds, or if I think things will escalate?
I would also love a short rest if that's on the table.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I would say a survival check is probably the best skill to kind of suss out whether this is a viable place for that or not.
Yeah.
You can do so with advantage. People are helping you.
Yeah, I'll be aiding.
That's a 20, baby!
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, so this
Whoa.
this is probably one of the best places that you will find to do a short rest.
Do I think that things will escalate if I do take that short rest? Or if we do, take a breather here?
I mean, as many people as have already died, it's unlikely to get notably worse if you spend an hour here.
Okay. Well, shall we set up a temporary camp? Cool down?
That is advisable.
As long as we can get going after. Yeah, it's a good idea to rest. You see the sharks they bit? Both of them bit me.
Yeah, I did see that. That was
Still bleeding, really.
impressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're bleeding all over these poor people's floor.
I'm sorry. I can clean that up and just start rubbing the blood, trying to pick it up.
Just pushing it around.
Yeah, it seems to have coagulated here. That's all right.
I think that's inspiration to Carlos. Yeah, so you can all short rest. You have a total of 9 hit dice. You can split them between your hit points and your sanity points. If you use them for your sanity points, then your die size is different based on your class. Basically,
That's right.
Basically, there's 4 sizes of hit die. There's D6, D8, D10, D12. Invert that, and that's your sanity die. So,
Okay.
yeah, if your hit die is D8, your sanity die is D10. If your hit die is D12, your sanity die is D6, and so on.
Lame.
Okay.
So I rolled 1 hit die for 8, and then 2 sanity dies for a total of 15.
Very nice. If you are no longer sanity bloodied, you still maintain your madness. That takes at least 1 long rest, sometimes more, to completely shake.
Okay.
That's terrible.
I think I'm going to use 3 of my hit dice for health. So I will do that right now. Ugh, it's actually not very much. Do you have to decide all of them at once, or can you use some?
You can decide
and then
one at
use
a time.
Okay. So that was... Man, I rolled really bad on that. So I got 10 back from those 3. I will use, let's say, 2 more. Okay. So I've used 5 on that, and then I'll use 2 of them on my sanity.
Sounds good.
And now, similar with, you add your intelligence, wisdom, or charisma to
Correct.
each of those, correct? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, so I get some additional roll in those. Good to know.
So if I roll 3, I get the +2 each time then, correct?
Yes.
Or only... Okay, perfect. Ooh, okay. Let's see it.
So I'm almost full on health and still down a bit of sanity, but I think I'll be all right.
These are for my sanity that I'm rolling as well. So that's 6, 7, 6. 12 plus 7 is 19. Sanity back. I'll roll 1 more. Another 6. 25 points. Okay.
Nice. So just let me know once you are all complete, or as healed up as is reasonable for short rest.
Screw it. I'm going to use 1 more mental, or 1 more sanity hit die. 7. Okay.
I think while we're resting, Freya is going to try to strategize what we should be doing. It makes sense to her for us to try to cause some sort of distraction so that the forces are a little split, something that sharks wouldn't necessarily immediately react to, because we can kind of mow through sharks. But if they're sending humanoids, we'd want to kind of split the forces a little bit. So it's a shame we wouldn't be able to set one of these buildings on fire, but if there's anything else that we could kind of do, maybe a large noise, hopefully something on a timer or something that we can cast at a distance to try to make a hubbub and then get the fuck out of there.
Well, I could use a minor illusion, but it only has a range of 30 feet. I could make a loud sound, but yeah, I'd be pretty close to it.
Yeah, I could do Ray of Frost and hit something 60 feet away, or I could do not much else that wouldn't use a spell slot.
Yeah, I don't think that would be dramatic enough, especially in the dark, to
Right.
kind of split these forces.
What about, I have I have dancing lights as a cantrip. I can make a little lights. Maybe the lights would catch their attention.
I mean, that's probably the best thing so far that we've suggested.
Yeah, Freya will say that she has the same thing, but, like, that we could probably do that if we get closer as a type of distraction.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But not anything out here on the kind of outskirts of town. After we take the short rest, I think I'm also gonna cast Find Familiar as a ritual. Just take some time. Or can I do? I can't do a ritual and a short rest at the same time, can I?
For mechanical purposes, I'm not sure. I don't really care though for this particular circumstance, so you can do that during the short rest.
Okay, I will have a. What's that? What's the equivalent of a sea owl? Maybe a barracuda?
Sure.
No, it's a sea owl. Sea owl sounds right.
Sea owl.
Yeah, I mean, we've got sea cows, we've got sea horses, why not a sea owl?
Yeah.
Alright, anything else from the rest of you that are resting?
I'm just going to make like a quick glance around to see if there's anything that these people have in their home that might be advantageous to us.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly what I'm looking for out of game, but...
The hooded lantern they used is really the only, valuable equipment. I mean, it's underwater, so you don't really need a rope.
Okay.
They don't have weapons to speak of. Wealth wouldn't really do you any good against a shark.
Sure. Okay. Then I pretty much just kind of stand in the corner, non-moving for quite a while.
I will go over to Freya if we're just resting really quickly. And I'll approach and say, "So, Freya, question for you.
Yeah, ask away.
It seems as though this situation has gone down the shitter, and we could possibly kick the bucket, and your RP person, which just got destroyed.
Lola. Yes.
Eaten by my cousin Rick there, but that's a joke. I don't know. I have a cousin named Tilly. She's a hammerhead, but that's not important info for this conversation. I have, you know why I'm in here, right?
I was given a very censored version of your files. I'm assuming it's censored for a reason.
Oh, yes. I've done a bit of killing in my day.
As you've said.
Yeah, yes, many a time. But as I was being torn apart by those two big boys over there, I had a thought, which doesn't happen very often, so I thought I might as well just tell you about it.
Of course.
What's worse, me killing people, or from what I presume your political dealings, murdering how many thousands of people maybe? Is that so or no?
As Lola said, I am not a perfect person, but what I do is try to do the best by everyone I possibly can. Now, obviously, some bit of my political position has left this place vulnerable, because I certainly had not advocated for security over here, so one could look at my position as faulty for something like this. But it's incalculable how many lives I have saved doing other things. I don't feel like I need to justify any debts here, any life. I do the best that I can, and I move on. And for the late Lola...
Rest in peace. In pieces, really. But, yeah.
Quite. She had a much more pointed direction in coming after me over these very incalculable things. She had some personal issues with me that she decided to drag out into the public eye.
Oh, I see.
Where you fight things head on and I fight things head on, some people choose not to do so and decide to be a little more sneaky about it.
Well, you could also be sneaky and also be head on, if you know what I mean.
I don't, but I will agree.
Fair enough.
For the sake of conversation. Thank you so much.
No, it's okay. Second thing is, we might die here, so you sure you don't want to take up me on that offer of, little cuddle?
I am absolutely flattered, but you are just not quite my type. I appreciate it.
Oh, well, you know what they say. You gotta shoot your shell. But
You gotta shoot your shell. Absolutely. Unfortunately, the shell is closed for business.
That's fine. Well, thank you. It's very annoying. Thank you.
I did see some shark corpses floating around outside. You might, I don't know, find what you're looking for out there.
That's not. I'm not into that kind of thing. That's
It was a
Are you
joke.
talking about eating, or are you talking about the other thing?
I was talking about copulating, but it was my attempt at a joke. I'm sorry that didn't come through.
Clap, are you into fish? Does he yell? I don't know where Clark is.
He just acts like he doesn't hear anything.
Okay. Why does everyone ignore me here?
I don't know. You seem to be excellent company so far.
I was voted most. Never mind. That was in a dream. Never mind.
Most likable in your school, which most definitely is not a pun about you being a fish.
Well, I'm actually a shark, but that's all right. And we don't have schools. As soon as I was born, my mum tried to eat me. So,
What a life.
it was life or death. I saw my brother get eaten in half. Anyway, we should probably focus on other things right now.
We have more in common than I think you even realize.
Well, it's good to have friends.
Absolutely.
And then Chomp will just start cleaning his axe.
Nice.
You missed a spot. Right there.
Once you are all rested up, are you ready to proceed to the fort?
Oh yeah.
Yes. I was about to respond in character, but then I realized, wait, what?
I've
Yes.
had
By
that
all
conundrum.
means, lead the way.
I think I'm going to be on the lookout as we move there, just kind of passively looking for any other kind of signs of survivors. Not necessarily knocking on every door. I'm
Sure.
not kissing hands and shaking babies, but I'm certainly keeping an eye out.
Right. Yeah, so you see a couple other signs of habitation in some of the stores and houses around here. Like, it looks like the city was massacred, but there are remnants. There are survivors that are still hiding among the wreckage.
I think very, very slightly, just kind of giving a little rap-a-tap on the windows as we go, like, hey, turn off your lights.
Yeah.
Stop being stupid.
Right.
In a very nice political way, but, like, stop being fucking stupid.
Yeah. I mean, some of them are smarter. It's things
Yeah.
that you only pick up because, you specifically found these people and you know that there might be survivors.
Yeah.
So as you approach the fort, it looms on the south end of this town, kind of on a ridge of coral that then drops off on one of those, massive continental shelves that plunges down into deeper water. Overhead, it must be, a bright full moon because the surface of the water very, very far above you flickers with, a silvery light. Not enough to provide any real illumination, but enough to, provide kind of a semblance of what surface dwellers must experience on, a bright starry night. As you approach the fort, you see some more shark activity. Again, easier to spot now that you are kind of grounded and know what you're looking for. So you can either engage in combat here, or you can try to be stealthy and enter the fort without catching their attention. For various reasons, each of you are familiar enough with the forts along the southern continental divide that there are usually a couple entrances on the top of the ridge that go down into the fort, which is structured into the side of the cliff.
Okay.
I'm going to send my familiar up to just try to survey the area and see if there's a more direct way into one of these entrances.
Sure.
Where exactly those are.
Yeah, your familiar looks more at home than all of you do. I mean, you're all suited to aquatic life, but this is a barracuda among sharks, so a little bit more covert. So I'm going to let you see the battle map before actually rolling initiative, or before entering initiative. So you are still all north of this map, and those giant rocks are actually coral structures. on the south end of the map, you can see the continental drop-off, where the silt floor just plunges down. There's some sharks, there's some marrow, which are evil merfolk. There is a mind flare that your Barracuda notes. Mind flare is right there.
Mm-hmm.
Just north of the continental drop-off. There are a few what appear to be zombie tritons that are kind of hanging out as well. So, what would you all like to do? You're able to see this without the Barracuda drawing attention.
Okay. And so the fort is on the other side of this?
Oh, I'm sorry. This is the fort. So,
this is the fort. Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Misunderstood.
There's a couple descending stair steps.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, so those lead down into the fort. Otherwise, this rising bit of coral here is like part of the crenellated structure. I know crenellations are a little bit pointless underwater, but they look cool, so they still have them. And then along the southern side where it drops off, there are more coral structures that have been shaped into the fort itself. So the fort is constructed into the side of
right. Okay.
the cliff. You all cannot see the side of the fort that is jutting forward. I guess Freya, you can see through your familiar, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so when your familiar goes south to check out the vertical part of this fort, you realize that it has been battered by some sort of siege weapon, and so it is missing a wall, essentially. So it's ruined on the very south side, but everything else is inside the coral structure itself.
Does it look like there's a path that we can swim down across the face of the fort and into the hole where the siege was?
It does, yes. There's a few... this is difficult to describe on a two-dimensional surface since we're all playing online.
Sure.
So the vertical part of the fort that's facing south has openings that lead into horizontal tunnels hallways into the fort at various elevations.
Okay. I reiterate all that information to my companions and ask if they would rather fight their way down or swim across the face of the fortress, the battlements here, and kind of swim into one of these gashes on the surface.
Stealth is the best option.
I'd like to propose maybe we could go in there and fight our way through. Wouldn't that be fun? How about you, killing?
I personally would like to avoid any interaction with the mind flayer, so I vote stealth as well.
Alright, well, I'm just checking.
So, stealth it is, everyone? Yes?
Alright, fine.
Earlier, Carl, you had talked about using dancing lights as a form of distraction. Do you want to try to do that here?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So everyone can make a stealth check with advantage because, a mind flare is a highly intelligent creature, but it's still going to be curious and investigate and try to figure out what's going on with dancing lights. So they are distracted. There is an off chance that they might still notice you.
Okay, so you said to make a stealth check?
Yes, stealth check with advantage.
Oh, with advantage. All right. And so once again, I have expertise, but it's not factored in here, so add 4 to both of these rolls. Whew! And I didn't really need to make a second roll, but...
That's a sleight of hand, not a stealth.
Oh, shoot! Well, sorry, it's the same modifier.
Yeah.
Just the +4.
Yeah, so D gets a 31 on stealth. That's the highest roll of the campaign so far. You're also higher level than the party, so...
Sure.
There's a 18 for Freya.
Alright. Looks like a 14 for Chomp.
A 5 for Karlik because I have disadvantage for my exhaustion.
Oh, that's right, so it evens out.
Oh, boy.
Bummer.
Well, it was nice knowing you, Karlik.
Let's see, so most of you managed to skirt around this, larger outcropping of coral toward the south. I'm popping you all out, toward the south of the map here. But, what's his name? Carl makes some sort of noise that does draw attention from the crowd. Yeah, at this point, I guess, do you want to stand and fight? Do you want to split the party, or do you want to try to run and hope they can't catch you? Hope.
So, I'm going to use Dimension Door, and I'm going to warp right to my party.
Excellent, okay.
Okay.
I'll allow that. That's a 4th level spell, so I'm going to say they see you and then you blink out, and so they're on alert now, but they don't know exactly where you are.
I had that in my pocket the whole time, you guys.
Very nice.
I was ready
Thank
for this
goodness.
possibility.
But they are alerted that we're here, but they aren't able to catch Karluk.
Correct.
Yeah, it's very good to have an unshit your pants button.
Yes.
Exactly.
Right.
That was when I saw that was a spell I could take. I was like, "Yep, there we go, absolutely." Knowing what this was, well, what I anticipated this interlude to contain,
Yeah,
I thought it would be a good option.
definitely. So this is a side view because vertical movement is the same as horizontal movement in the water.
Okay.
So this map shows the outcropping of coral that you snuck around. All of the sharks and such are north of you, and you can see portions of the fortress that is facing to the south around you.
All right.
Okay.
Start swimming towards one of those holes in the battlement.
Yeah.
Sounds good. There's Kawhi. Take a second for me to get it.
Oh, there he is.
I like how none of us have mentioned in like 1.5 episodes that his name is literally Kawhi.
Sure, sure. I mean, another one was Broseph.
Right.
He's very cute.
I think I might have even missed. I know Lola died, but did Broseph and Toby get eaten by sharks?
Oh,
last
yeah.
battle? Is that what happened?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they got nicked pretty quick there.
Okay.
A couple of them got insane, like lost all shreds of sanity and swam away, so it's
Oh,
unclear
okay.
whether they're dead or just like irreparably brain damaged.
Sure.
Yeah, so Kawhi is the only like functioning member that's still around.
Okay.
Him and his Hello Owl Bear hair clip.
I would imagine his eyes twinkle every time he looks at you.
Yep. And please, it's hello Tabaxi.
Oh yes,
Right.
yes. That's much better.
So you're headed for one of the openings into the passage. Is that or deeper in? Is that like this one right here, or do you want to swim further down into the water, or like deeper?
I mean, I guess my first idea would be just to go to whatever the closest one is, rather than going in where we might be surrounded.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
So-
I guess this one over here.
Yeah.
Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep down.
We're going to take you over to another map that is the inside. And so where there is a W kind of scribbled on the map, that means that the passage is still submerged in water.
Okay.
So you're in a hallway roughly like 10 feet across, 10 feet vertically, expertly carved so it's very smooth, and there's still water flowing through it.
Okay.
Go a short ways forward and there's a sharp turn to the right, and looks like Freya and Dee are leading the party right now.
Yeah, I figured I'd be sneaking ahead of, in case there was anybody waiting.
Sure.
I will definitely have my Barracuda swim up and kind of peep around the corner for me.
So your Barracuda goes a little ways down this hall. After the sharp turn to the right, your Barracuda comes to one of those walls where like the water stops and normal breathable air starts. So your Barracuda
okay.
wouldn't be able to continue.
Okay.
That's like what this little symbol on the map means here.
Okay.
You could put them in a little jar.
Well, I would do that
If you have like a jar or some sort of container.
if I had a giant jar, but then I would have to carry him around, and there's no use in that.
Yeah.
I will actually have it stay here and keep an eye on the passage, because I
Okay.
can telepathically communicate with it for like 100 feet, I think. So it will make sure that we do not get plugged in here.
Right. That's very nice creative use of this. So you can all like move yourselves. We're not like strictly an initiative right now. But as you pop into this first room here, I'll describe it real quick.
Can I take a quick moment? I'm actually going to use one of my abilities. I'm going to use Psychic Whispers. I'm going to roll a die, and then for a number of hours equal to that die, I can be telepathically linked to 4 people.
Nice. Okay.
And I want one of them to be the Barracuda, if that's okay.
Okay.
Because I guess it's creatures, not necessarily just people.
Yeah.
And even if it doesn't have a language, I can still telepathically communicate with it. So I guess I can be connected to all of you except Kawhi.
Fuck you, Kawhi.
Hey, fuck
I
you.
mean, well, here's the thing. Story-wise, Kawhi's the only person I actually know here. So, I guess, hey, Chomp, is it okay if I don't connect to your character?
Do I sense this? Can I, like... Is there some ways I can sense that everyone, or is it undetectable?
I mean, I don't know. That's a good question. Nathan, is this something that can be detected?
Does your brain ring?
I think that you'd be able to do that without Chomp knowing, unless you make like verbal reference to it.
Okay. Then I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I will roll a D8.
Hey, guy, wouldn't it be
so
great
for-
if we could just have a way to discuss things in our minds?
Someone didn't get invited to the group chat.
I mean,
Yeah.
sorry. it's my proficiency bonus. It's up to 4. So yeah, for 3 hours I have a psychic link with everybody except for Chomp.
I imagine if I telepathically talk to my Barracuda, it's like when you're in a fucking Zoom chat with somebody who has their volume all the way up and you hear yourself twice.
Right.
You just hear me in my mind and in the Barracuda's mind, and it's very annoying.
Sure. Oh,
Yeah.
shoot. I'm sorry. I misread the ability. They can't use this telepathy if they don't speak any languages. I thought it was that they could.
Oh.
So in that case, hey, Chomp, you are
What the fuck's going on?
So anyway, so all of us have a. I don't think it's that we can all communicate with each other. It's
Everyone
that everybody
can communicate to you, though.
communicate with me.
Okay.
And oddly enough, if you hear my psychic voice, it is the same as my physical voice with.
Distortion and everything.
Got it.
Nice.
That's so weird.
So when you step into this room, it is it's like an office that has been ransacked. It's occupied now only with broken furniture, a table, a chair. The floor is damp, but as the markings indicate, this room is not underwater. The office also has a corpse's remains that are surgically cut apart and pinned to the walls.
Oh.
The skin has been incised and peeled back to reveal the muscle. The torso is pinned to the wall, but the organs have been removed and placed neatly into glass jars that are lined up beneath the corpse. There is no head.
Oh.
Yeah, so each of the limbs and the torso are pinned to the wall with like wooden stakes, and then there's the line of jars. This is on like the eastern wall opposite from your entryway.
That looks like fun.
That's a weird Pinterest board.
What's Pinterest?
Oh, I'm sorry. Everyone make a charisma save, because you don't like this. At least, except for still make the
this is
charisma
icky.
save, but
That's a big ol' 8.
That's a 19 for Freya.
That is a 10 for Carl.
Man, 12 for Chomp there.
all right. So let's see. Everyone except for Freya is going to take whole damage. Freya is going to take half damage, and this is 9 sanity damage.
Okay.
Okay. That could have been worse.
It could have been worse. Oh, I forgot to roll for your buddy Kawhi.
Now, if that puts me back down below 3/4, does something happen?
You don't get a new madness, I'm gonna say, because you already still have your former madness.
Sure.
Once you get down to, like, I'm playing a little bit loose with this because it's a short-term campaign. It would normally be at 3/4, half, and quarter, but I'm probably just gonna do, like, a couple times when you're roughly 3/4, roughly 1/4.
Okay.
To that end, Kawhi freaks out and starts swimming away.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Like why?
And then you hear his
I-
scream as something bites his head off.
Oh, dear lord.
Oh.
That's
Well,
awesome.
I mean, yeah, he would have drawn the attack because he was screaming, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll say that when that happens, my character sort of clutches at his head for a moment, but then quickly regains his composure. And then since I
Nice.
didn't actually say anything about this when I used it, I then say,
I have connected my mind to all of yours. You may communicate with me when you wish.
and I do not explain it beyond that.
Cool.
Neat.
I make a knowing nod at D.
So you said there was a corpse without a head.
Yes.
I would like to. Sorry, it's not on the map. I would like to go over to wherever that corpse is and look at. I mean, obviously it doesn't have a head, so obviously I know that that is likely the cause of death. But I want to, if I can, make like a medicine check, I guess, to just see if I can determine anything else that might have been wrong with the body.
tell you what, medicine or investigation. If you choose medicine, well, are you going to choose medicine or investigation?
I'll choose investigation. My investigation is slightly better. They're both bad, though. Okay, 19.
Nice. So you are analyzing this, and as you kind of move past the pegs that are keeping the limbs and torso in the wall, you notice that there are barely perceptible lines of dots, almost like Braille, kind of etched into each of the stakes.
Oh.
And now that you've noticed this, you can see them kind of around the lips of the glass jars as well that have his organs.
Okay. Sorry, I missed the part that his organs were in glass jars. I'm sorry. that is an interesting detail. Is there any check I can make to see if I can determine if that is like Braille, like if it's a code or a language?
Yeah, let's see. Arcana or history, either one.
Okay. I think both of them are 2, so I'll make an Arcana check.
Okay.
And that's a 5. However, I do have I have another ability that if I fail a check, which I'm assuming that's a failure, I can roll another D8 and add that to the result. And if I don't succeed, if it doesn't become a success, it doesn't cost me anything.
Nice.
So I will add 7 to that for a total of 12.
All right, you learn nothing. You're not sure if this is some kind of code or language or what.
Okay.
It's just a detail.
So I sort of touch the stakes and sort of stand very still for a moment, but then shake my head.
What do you see?
I see some sort of pattern, possibly an indication of intelligence.
Well, I would hope that the thing that would dissect someone and put things into jars is somewhat intelligent. They at least were smart enough to bring jars.
Let me take a look at that. Since Carl really likes languages, could I do a history check to see if I recognize anything about it?
Yeah, do that with advantage because you're a linguist.
Perfect.
There you go.
Well, wouldn't it just be straight roll because I have my exhaustion?
Yeah, it would. Thanks for being honest.
Could I help and re-give advantage? Is that like a thing?
All advantage and all disadvantage would even out still.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
11.
Yeah, you're not sure.
Bummer.
I'll say you feel like you have the information there, but you're so exhausted, it's like when you're studying for a final, you know the information, you just can't access it.
Right.
I'm halfway between looking at my +9 Arcana check and not wanting to metagame. I'm just
I know, I almost want to use comprehend languages and see if it's anything, but I don't want to use the spell slot, really.
I think Freya would try to see... they're looking at the body, they're looking at the jars. Freya's going to look at the other aspects of the room.
Sure.
There's the broken furniture and everything, but, try to see if I can figure out, was this... I don't know. I'm just trying to figure something else out.
Yeah, that's an investigation check. Because of your position as a politician, I'm going to give you advantage because you know the various names of prominent people.
Okay. Is a 24.
Yeah. This is the commander's office of this particular fort, and you know that this commander was a Triton named Tristane.
Tristane.
Yes. Okay. He had pale, teal skin, roughly the same color as the skin that has been, splayed across the wall.
Mm-hmm. Any documents here that seem to stand out as, useful to us in his, trashed up office?
A quick search reveals nothing that would be useful to you. There's records of employment of the various, military personnel that are stationed here or that have been stationed here in the past few months. Economic reports, but nothing substantial to your nothing pertinent to your current mission.
Cool beans. Well, I don't think he'll make it. So maybe we should move on.
Agreed.
And Freya's gonna walk down this next hallway and kind of give a little peek around the corner.
Yeah. So you came in through a watery hallway. You can continue along a hallway that is not submerged in water. And around the corner you see, a library. It appears to be unoccupied.
Okay.
Shelves made out of fossilized coral, stuffed with, parchment scrolls made from the skin of, seals and dolphins that Freya, you would know it's humanely done. Like, Nerau is conscious about that, but when an animal dies, like, it's good to use the parts that you can.
Some good vellum.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Since I do not have my good familiar in here, I'm going to use a little bit more costly of a spell, and I am going to cast Arcane Eye.
Nice.
And so it is a invisible magical eye that I can focus on for up to an hour, and it can zip around. It's got dark vision up to 30 feet, and I'm going to kind of push it through and investigate this room, peek around corners, stuff like that.
Sure. All of these scrolls are rolled up, so just by, like, glancing at the, like, labeled ribbons and such, it looks like it's just more records that are less current from longer ago.
Okay. And it's gonna slip around this corner.
Yep, so it plunges back into a watery hallway that's going north, and there's a few branches. The eye takes the first one to the left. Do you continue down that direction?
Yeah, it can see within 30 feet, so it's gonna have to get pretty close to see the next room.
Right. And in this room, like, you're looking from within water to out of water. And so, well, I guess you're an invisible eye, so you can pop out of the water without creating much of a disturbance. You see 4 Triton zombies in what appears to be some kind of reception room. Across the room from you on the north face, there's a staircase going back up, which you can determine is geographically like one of the main entrances that you could have taken.
Mm-hmm.
And then on opposite sides, like this is a square room, there are hallways going all 4 directions. So there's a staircase to the north, and then there are watery passages to the west and south, and you just came from the one to the east.
Okay. The eye is going to go back down the hallway and head further down, or further up the hall.
Sure. Yeah, so on your right, there is what I used is a staircase, but what this actually is just like a tunnel that goes down at a 45-degree angle, and because it is water, you can swim it, like, easily either direction.
Yeah.
That is to your right. To your left, there's another similar tunnel going back north, or going back up, which is the other main entrance into the fort.
Okay.
And then there's one final passage branching again to the right. And in this passage, remember, this entire portion of the fort is underwater. You're in the dry library. This is all underwater. You come to just a vertically descending shaft of water. That's what the well symbolizes. That's just like a vertical hallway going straight down.
I know this is kind of a weird question, but any evidence that this has been, like, used to transport a lot of stuff, like, recently?
That question caught me off guard.
Like, I don't know, like, things scraping down it, any, like, smears?
Yes, actually. There's some scrapes. There's some, like, chipped stone and such.
Okay.
The rubble of the chipped stone is still in the room as well, so it's obviously recent.
Okay. I'm gonna take my eye and I'm gonna, like, drop it in that room with the zombies.
Okay.
I reiterate the information to my companions, and I say we should go down the well.
Very well.
Who wants to go in the deep, scary tunnel first?
I can scout.
Oh, I was going to volunteer. It sounds like a lot of fun. Just want to give
I mean, I could also just move my little spy that way, if you're very curious, but you seem to want something more visceral.
Oh, I haven't killed anyone. It seems like hours.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and move yourselves up to said well, and then I'll copy you down onto the lower floor. If we are proceeding cautiously, Chomp notwithstanding, then I'll copy Chomp first, and you all can communicate.
Okay.
All right, Chomp. So you come down the well, and you reach a 4-way intersection, but it's not 4-way horizontally, it's 4-way vertically. So the shaft you're on continues straight down, but it also branches out right and left, like along the ground.
All right.
Yeah, there's like a downward descending 45-degree angle slope to your west, and to your east there's just like a straight or a passageway that bends to the south a little bit. So you're just deeper into the fort complex.
All right, I will I want to yell it out, but I know that I can talk to him in my mind, so I'll just think to my D friend, and I'll say, all right, so we've got 4 places to go. Nothing in here can kill us yet, but it's safe to go down if you want to come in and give a little look-see here.
I like to imagine that you're actually yelling through the telepathy.
It's safe to go down!
It is safe to go down, he says.
All right.
Let's make our way.
Yep, hop down.
All right. So you're all on this middle floor now. Did you want to continue straight down this vertical passage or branch out from here? Or split the party. There's 4 of you. There's 4 directions.
Nope.
I guess my vote would be to, I'm always in keeping in mind not to be surrounded. So cut up, go ahead and do this floor and then go down further once we're sure that there aren't any threats here.
All right. So again, you can kind of go down at a 45-degree angle to your west, or continue to the east along a bending passage.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess my vote is to the west.
Sounds good.
Lead the way.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna kind of recall my eye.
Okay. And so you are still in a hallway of water, but you reach this large room. There's another one of those walls where the water stops and the air starts.
Yeah.
This is a columned room. Again, all of this is carved out of the skeleton of a once large coral complex.
Sure.
There are 3 normal-looking as normal as a mind flayer looks. There are 3 mind flayers in this room. There is one mind flayer type creature that is notably larger than the others. It's a mind flayer that's roughly chomp razor fin sized. Its skin is a slimy green color, and it is chanting to kind of an altar, a coral altar, and there's a whole bunch of humanoid Triton remains on this altar.
Okay, does it seem like the mind flayers know that we're here?
Let's have everyone make another stealth check to determine that.
All right. I will click the correct skill this time. This is +4.
So 27 for D. DC 13.
22 for Chomp.
Nice.
I was going to say, Nathan, that's very handy. When you roll the perception check for the enemies, just tell the players what the DC is so that they know if they succeeded or not.
Speaking of which, I botched. I got a
boy.
3. I rolled a nat 1 + 2, baby.
Yeah.
Bodes well.
I got a 16, and that was with disadvantage.
Nice. Well, here's what we're going to say. Because, Freya, you are leading with your arcane eye, the mind flayer closest to this water tunnel notices when an invisible object emerges, not because they see the object, but because they see the gap where the object would have been.
Mm-hmm.
And so it takes a couple steps over and then yells something in deep speech. The implication being it has obviously seen D.
Okay.
What did it say? Because I know deep speech.
It said something in deep speech.
Ah!
It says, Gabe, I'm going to do the, voice where you hold your hands in front of your face. Yeah, you know.
I get it.
Yeah. Intruders. I see an intruder.
No, you don't.
Okay, we are in initiative order now. We rolled at the beginning of this recording session. So, D, you actually do have the highest initiative, so you can...
Because I got another natural 20.
That's right. So, no surprise round for anyone. We're all just acting as is.
Okay. If I were to attack him, would I be able to get sneak attack on him?
I'm going to say no.
Okay. Then I'm actually going to use a cantrip of mine. So have him give me, oh shoot, I'm not going to do that. That is an intelligence saving throw. He's going to pass that with flying colors. I'm just going to chuck a dagger at him. I mean, it's, might as well. So it's going to be a 21 total to hit.
I'm sure that hits. It does in fact hit.
So not going to do any sneak attack, but it is still going to do 7 points of psychic damage.
All right.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to dash, and then I will just kind of, I'm going to run like all the way across the room and get behind this pillar here.
Okay. Movement as it was, that would provoke a sneak attack.
Oh, even though he hasn't acted, okay. Then...
sorry, not a sneak attack, an opportunity attack.
Yeah, an opportunity attack.
Yeah.
Then, in that case, I'll disengage rather than dash, so I can't quite move that far.
Yeah, something around there.
2, 3, 4, 5... I'll just move to the first pillar.
Okay, great. And again, as we had with the last fight, Carl is up next, followed again by Chomp.
I will... Let me work my way over here. So there is... Oh boy, let me click on 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's... Okay, so there's 3 regular... Oops, you said 3 regular Mind Flayers and 1 big one?
Correct.
And I'm sorry, what is that other thing?
That is the jumble of Triton remains.
Okay.
Clearly it's non-aggressive. It's just a bunch of remains.
Clearly,
Okay.
we don't see a health bar.
Very
Ignore
much
the
like
health
it's
bar.
not clearly.
Right, ignore the health bar.
Let me see. So I will... so from here I can see the big one and 2 of the smaller ones. I'm going to use blindness and deafness at 4th level to try to make all of them blind. The big one and the 2 smaller ones that I can see.
So everyone except for the one that's like tucked behind the pillar.
Yes.
Got it. Sorry, what kind of save is that? I think
That
you
is
just
a
said.
15 con.
Okay. Mind Flare number 1 passes. Mind Flare number 2 just passes.
Lame.
I know. And big Mind Flare.
Ah, yes!
Woo!
Nice. Okay, so you got the big one.
Yes.
So it is blind. Does it get to... it's blind, right? Not deafened?
Correct.
Okay. Does it get to repeat the save at the end of each of its turns?
Yes.
Got it. All right. Anything else from Carl?
Who is up after me?
Chomp.
I will use Bardic Inspiration and give Chomp a Bardic Inspiration.
Nice. What is that for you? Is that a D8 or a D10?
D8, yes.
Nice. So, Chomp, you are up. You are inspired. There's a Mind Flare directly in front of you.
You got double inspiration now.
Oh, they're right here, you mean?
Yes. Yeah, that is a Mind Flare.
Oh, goody. Oh, it's a good day, people. And he's gonna rage, and again, he's just gonna kind of tense up, muscles raging. He's got like tribal tattoos too, so it's pretty sick. He's gonna rage, and he's gonna go ahead and swipe twice. He's gonna use his coral axe to go ahead and do that. So
Excellent.
there's that
Wow.
is a 25 to hit.
25, yeah.
I want to say my inspiration, it was a little song on my lyre that was as close to death metal as you could get from a lyre.
Yeah, it was.
Do you know prestidigitation?
No, I don't.
Okay, because you can
Oh.
use that to like change the sound.
Right. I snap one string trying to do it as hardcore as I can.
Right.
Otherwise, it's just like.
Right.
What is the Led Zeppelin song that goes? What's that one? It's that one. That's the song.
Is that the immigrant song?
Yeah, there you go. The immigrant song. That's the song I want it to sound like. So he'll roll for that first one. So that is 15, and then he'll go ahead and roll for the second one. Same
Alright.
one. So
Amazing. 2 25s.
yeah,
Whoa.
and then go ahead and since I can pick of which one, I'll use my ferocious attacker feat and just go ahead
Okay.
and see what was this. Yeah, I'll definitely pick the first one though. So that is a total of 28 slashing damage.
Alright, because you're not raging yet.
I raged, yes. So,
Oh, okay.
Excuse me, not 28. 16 plus 15 is 31.
31.
Yeah, slashing damage.
Nice. Yeah, that one's bloodied. I'm gonna move him real quick so you can see his health bar, and then I'm gonna move it back.
Perfect.
Yeah, after Chomp, there's a bunch of NPCs that aren't currently here, so I'm gonna click through them all real quick and figure out who's next. Okay, the amalgamation of Triton corpses is gonna jump up. All of these corpses are like bloated from salt water, and the like state of decomposition has apparently been sped up because they look like several weeks into decomposing. which
boy.
allows their flesh to fuse together in new and interesting ways. So the creature here is going to lumber over, and it's going to take like a limb. Because this is a clump of a whole bunch of like corpses, there's not an obvious head. There's just a bunch of like thick like limbs.
Of course.
And right, D, I need a strength save from you. Looking for 16.
You sure you don't want a dexterity save or intelligence save?
Not this time.
Okay. That's a 4.
All right. So you take 21 bludgeoning damage, and you are entombed in flesh.
Well, I will use my reaction to reduce the damage a bit.
Okay. And so you are restrained. You have total cover, and at the start of each of your turns, I will re-roll that damage. It's going to be 3d6 each time.
And I just realized I did have 5 temporary hit points, so I only took 6 of that.
All right, that's all from that guy. Back to the NPC list. GS, what is GS? Giant shark. Like, I wanted it to be a surprise, so I coded all of them, and now I'm not remembering all of the code. I'm sure no DM has ever done that. So the giant, or the larger mind flare, the green-skinned one, looks out at the group of you that is approaching. And, sorry, he's complicated. It's going to take a second for me to figure out what he does. Okay, that's what he's going to do. So he looks directly at Carl. That's the closest line of sight he has, or the most direct line of sight he has. And, Carl, I am going to need a... Oh, wait, it's a 60-foot cone. Amazing.
Oh.
So this is going to hit everyone except for D, because you're hidden behind the column. You've got total cover at this angle.
Yep.
It is going to be friendly fire, so the Mind Flare minion is going to get caught in this as well. I'm going to need an intelligence save from everyone in the code, or in the cone.
I think it won't hit me either.
I'm confused. Isn't there a wall right here? Or...
Okay, you're right.
Because that's my eye
Yeah.
in the room.
Yeah, I was
I'm all
looking
the way
at that
back
thinking
here.
it was you, but that's your eye. Yeah, okay. So that would actually only hit Carl again and his minion, so he's not going to do that this time. Forget that you knew he had a 60-foot cone area.
Something tells me he's got a cone.
If he wants to, he could
No
actually he could
takesies,
direct that.
backsies.
He could direct that over here instead and hit
Right,
both of
where
these
there's
two.
like the Tritonate zombie clump.
Yeah, he could
No,
just attack his own
He's
people.
going to do
you know.
magic missile at Carl, but it's going to do sanity damage.
Oh boy.
So,
Oh, God.
so Carl, you take 8 sanity damage.
Bummer. Is that an
Yeah.
automatic hit? It doesn't have disadvantage or anything?
Yeah,
magic
magic missile
missile.
just hits.
Magic missile.
And then he's just going to back up. And that's his whole turn. So, back through this NPC list. Freya, it is your turn. You can see all of this unfolding through your eye. You're currently protected where you are at. What would you like to do?
Do I want to be cheeky, or do I want to actually do something? Karlark hears this big doom, like resonate through the water, and Freya has banged her sword on the wall, and the resonance activates her sword song.
Okay.
And so she has additional 10 feet, she has +5 AC, she gets +5 to con saves, she's all fucking juiced up. You see the tentacles on her head that are usually like laid back smooth as hair just kind of start to oscillate in this circle, and she is going to storm up and seemingly like dive right past Karlark and slash at that good fucking mind flayer right there.
All right.
Karlark's reaction was posted in the Discord as well.
That is a 23 to hit with
It
my
does indeed hit.
resonating sword for 4 piercing, 5 thunder, and I'm going to slash again. That's a 9 to hit.
And that's not going to cut it.
Yeah, and then I back up. So I had jumped all up on like Karlark's like back basically, and like stabbed underneath one of his arms, and then went to go like stab around him to hit the mind flayer again, and just like couldn't connect. But I back up.
All right.
Carl was just vibing with the music.
It's a single tone.
He has like, what is that? What's that thing called when you can like see a bunch of different colors?
Synesthesia.
Yeah. He has that for hearing things. So you heard a single tone. He heard a symphony. It was gorgeous. One single tear comes to his eye.
While he's underwater.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep. I have a mild form of synesthesia in real life. It's pretty interesting. It's like not the kind where I hear a noise on the road and then I can't see the road anymore. Like, I understand it's crippling for like some people, but
Sure.
for me it's just like I hear a note and I hear the same color each time I hear that note.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
I had a professor who, whenever the lights turned on, he heard a phone ring.
Huh.
Fascinating.
And that was it. That was his only synesthesia. Was just like when it went from dark to light, he would hear.
Wild.
So, okay, I'm finally to all of these little mind flares, and this one that's next to the three of you does have the perfect, like, line of using a cone.
Yeah, use that cone, baby.
Yeah, I think
No cone,
he's gonna do that, and so I'm gonna go ahead and get that intelligence save from each of you.
We don't do the cone. No.
That is a 33 for Freya.
Wow.
That is a 10 for Carl.
Oh, I'm sorry. That modifier only goes to con saves. That is actually just a 28.
Just a 28.
Just
Only.
a 28, you know.
I have a -1 intelligence. Here we go. Not bad. The 14.
I was looking for a 15. So the two of you that failed take 8 psychic damage and 15 sanity damage, and you are stunned for 1 minute. You can repeat the save at the end of each of your turns. Mind flares.
Mind flares.
Flayed my mind, bro.
Yep. The one on the south of the room is going to do that same sanity magic missile at D
Oh, no.
for 14 sanity damage.
Oh, no. Okay.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Yep.
Ah.
And I mentioned in the chat, Nathan saw it, but I realized I couldn't have used Uncanny Dodge on that attack earlier, so I took much more damage than I thought I did.
Yeah. And this third mind flare is going to run around until it can see D and do the same
Oh, come on.
for 8 more sanity damage.
Okay.
We're back to the top of the order with D, who just
Okay.
took a whole bunch of sanity.
Well, so I had to look up what restrained did, because for a moment I thought it was stunned, but it's not.
Oh, wait.
I can.
That's right, you've got total cover. They can't do that to you.
Oh, shoot.
So go ahead and gain back, 22 sanity?
I will. Thank you.
And what we will do is say the 14 sanity damage goes to Carl, and the 8 goes to Freya.
I guess that works.
Bring it on, scrub.
Yeah. Apologize to everyone affected for the ill, but yeah. So D, you are entombed in the remains of who knows how many Tritons.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the only thing I can really, I guess that mainly the only thing I can do is attack the tomb. So I will do that.
Right.
So
and
I have disadvantage on my attacks, but
You also take 10. What is it?
oh shoot, I do 11 necrotic damage.
I'm rolling at the beginning of each of your turns, so it's 10 this turn.
Oh, okay, cool,
Yeah, that's because that's like an ongoing ability.
sure. Then I will attack. So my first attack, I summon a blade of psychicness. So with disadvantage, that is come on, a 9 total. So that's a miss.
That is a miss.
But I use my bonus action to attack 14 and 12, so I hit
Indeed.
once for a d4 plus 3 for 5 damage to
All right.
the clump of flesh, so it has taken 5 and has 20 hit points left.
Yes. I'm keeping track of that on pen and paper, but you can as well if you want to. But yeah, it's got
I'm good.
25 total.
And that's my turn.
All right. We are to Carl and Chomp, both of whom are unfortunately stunned, and that means can't do anything. But you can make an int save to try to get unstunned.
Woo!
Question.
Answer.
Is anyone hurt right now?
A little.
Not bloodied.
Okay. That's good.
Not yet, no.
Okay, good.
I mean,
Just asking.
luckily for people around you, you are stunned, so you couldn't do anything this turn anyway.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
7 for my save.
Oh, I just made it.
Just made it. Okay, so unfortunately, Karlik is still stunned, still reeling from the psychic blast. But Chomp is ready to do some chomping on his next turn.
It's gonna be a long time for that happens, I feel like.
Right. With all of these guys, a couple of which are arriving at the scene. Freya, you hear some noises in the water behind you, and you can see a brain with legs that end in kind of these fin things that's swimming toward you.
Oh boy.
The larger mind flayer is blind, and so casting about. What kind of save is that for me to undo the blindness?
Yes.
Okay. And he crits that save, so he succeeds. That doesn't happen
boy.
until the end of his turn, so he's still blinded for the rest of his turn, but will be
He gains
unblinded.
another eye.
Yes, that is canon.
Yep.
So he kind of flails about in the darkness. I think that Karlik, I think you could see this, even though you're stunned. You can't really do anything in response, but kind of between the wall and the column, you see him flailing about with his tentacles and his arms, and he yells, "Who tries to blind Nyarlathotep, the avatar of Cthulhu? Who would dare?" And then in the middle of his forehead, a large red eye splits open, and then you can see him.
Ugh.
The fuck's a Cthulhu?
Yikes.
I want that to be the episode title.
Part 2, what the fuck's a Cthulhu?
The fuck's a Cthulhu. Let's see, that's all from him. We're back to Freya.
I do think it's funny that of all of the names that Chomp has gotten wrong, Cthulhu is the one he got right.
It's Freya's turn. Somewhere along the way, I lost the clump of zombies, but that's my bad. It can't really do anything from where it's at anyway, so it's just going to move around.
Ah, yeah, I guess because if I have total cover, it can't attack me.
Right. And it can't really reach anyone else. Yeah, so Freya, you're up.
I am going to cast the big one, y'all.
Ooh.
I'm going to cast Wall of Force.
Wow.
And so I am going to block the passage where these, spoilers, intellect devourers are coming from.
Okay.
10 panels of Wall of Force. So I'm blocking the hallway behind us, and I've seemed to make this weird fucking swirl in the room in front of us to try to funnel everybody through. Like I'm surrounding 2 of the mind flayers to try to funnel them, and I'm also holding the big blobby boy out, as well as the large mind flayer and one of the other smaller mind flayers.
I will say this is an excellent use of Wall of Force. I love using it to control the battlefield in that way.
It's a great spell. I very rarely play in campaigns where we're high enough level to use it.
Right.
You guys ever notice that sometimes we're in the middle of combat, time seems to stop, and we're just kind of looking around?
Time is a construct.
What's that?
It's a game mechanic, meaning that it's an automaton of some sort.
It's like in that Galaxy to Galaxy. You ever notice how if you move 6 feet, if you move 9 feet, it's the same amount of feet? If you move 13 feet and you move 14 feet, it's exactly the same.
Yep.
You know, if you get up at 7 o'clock to go to work Monday through Friday, and you wake up at 5 o'clock on the weekends, you get to sleep in for 2 hours for 5 days.
Okay, I see the wall now.
Okay.
Perfect. All right, so that was your action.
Yep. Oh, I also forgot my magic eye is dropped as well.
Sure.
Yeah.
But that is my action.
All right.
Yeah, that's an interesting use of Wall Force. Good job.
Yeah.
Well, I'll keep that big boy out for as long as I fucking can.
Yeah, so there's the 2 mind flayers that are able to go, and this the one that's right next to Chomp is going to wait. Carl is stunned, so with advantage on the attack, he's going to lean forward into the water and wrap his tentacles around your head, Carl.
Oh,
Does a 24 hit?
no. Boy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait, don't you have that thing that gives you like a plus 15 to your AC?
What?
No?
Only when you're stunned. Right.
Only when you're stunned, yes.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot.
That thing.
So you take 63 sanity damage.
Good boy, Carl. It was good knowing you.
If this reduces you to 0 sanity points, then the Mind Flare kills you by extracting and devouring your brain.
That's a series wrap on Carl, everybody.
Carl, no!
He died as he lived, as a D&D character.
Rip Carl.
Rip.
Jesus.
First, I'm not sure exactly what order these
Undersea
episodes...
fantasy Jesus. Sorry.
Right. Yeah. Sus G. I'm not quite sure what order these episodes will be released. This was the first PC death in order of recording. It may or may not be in order of publication.
Glad it wasn't me.
And the other Mind Flare is, this one has not used its Psychic Blast Cone, so it's going to do that. So that's another intelligence save from Freya and from Chomp.
Well, it's fun. This is a good one shot, everybody.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Oh, that's a botch 10.
It's a great, yeah.
Wait, do I have advantage because of my,
Oh, you have that ability that gives you advantage on intelligence.
I hate to say it, but I feel like seeing that happen to me, I think the
Oh my
party
gosh,
would
I have
be
inspiration.
a little sanity or something. A little sanity damage for that.
That's a fantastic point.
I didn't see it happen. Oh, shoot, but I was in mental communication with you when it did.
Oh yeah, you
were.
heard it.
You were.
You heard my last thought, which was...
I hope it doesn't eat my brain.
It's
Yeah, right.
4 sanity damage to everyone.
Okay.
4 sanity damage? Can I gain some? Because I thought that was really cool.
Sorry, I just gave myself 4 sanity damage. Sorry.
Because Chomp thought that was really cool. He was like into it.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's awesome. Sucks for you, Cole, but that was sweet.
Yeah, I'll say for Chomp, you don't take sanity damage from your friend dying, but you are going to take sanity damage from the Mind Flare looking at you.
Oh, shit.
D&D logic.
Good. It's alright. Chomp's just about to lose his mind. It's okay.
11 psychic and 6 sanity.
To who, me?
To both you and Freya, because you both failed your intelligence.
No,
saves.
I had inspiration. So.
Oh, you're right. Okay,
Yeah,
so just
and
to
I rolled
Freya.
an 8. I rolled an 18.
Good job.
Nice. That's all for the Mind Flares. We're back to D. D, you take some damage. You take 8 damage.
Yeah. All right. Not doing too great, but still kicking. I will attack the inside of this flesh tomb. So, with disadvantage, because I am restrained, my first attack...
It's on the other side of the wall of force. I blocked it out.
No, it caused a big, clump of flesh around me.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it had to be, Okay, never mind.
It can't attack any of you because it's blocked out, but the part of its, hive body that broke off is still around him.
Okay.
It's like at the end of Ghostbusters when the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man explodes and then the dude gets the giant glob of it dropped on him. That's what happened to me. So, a 17, my first attack hits. So, D6 plus 3 damage. So, 9 damage.
Nice. You're up to 14.
And the second attack is a 13, so that still hits. D4 plus 3 for 5 more damage.
Nice. You need to do 6 more damage and you can claw your way out.
Sounds good.
Freya, go ahead and make a concentration save for your wall.
Yep. That is a 23.
Yeah. And let's see. It is Chomp's turn.
Oh.
You're no longer stunned.
I'm rightly pissed at you. I'm not really mad that you killed my friend. I was probably going to kill him, to be honest with you. But really, I'm just mad. So, I'm going to double raise my coral axe, and I'm just going to take 2 swipes at this Mind Flare here. 16 and 19.
2 hits.
Perfect. And then I'm going to go ahead and bonus action bite as well. So, I'll just go ahead and do that real quick. All right. 11.
Let's see. 11 is a miss.
I'm going to re-roll that specific one.
Okay, nice.
That'll be 14 plus 18.
That's more health than it had left. So, as it is chomping down on your friend's brain, you bite its head off.
Ah! Oh, it tastes like calamari.
Alright, no movement or anything like that?
I'm gonna actually, I'm gonna move right here in front of my friend.
Alright. The clump of zombie flesh is just banging on the wall of force trying to get through, and the intellect devourers swim up and start clawing at the wall on the other side, but again, they can't get through either.
I know I'm a bit getting ahead of myself, but how do we get out of this?
I have a contingency. Well, maybe I should say it in character.
Well, okay, then. Well, I don't even. My character doesn't even know about it, so you don't need to explain your contingency to me.
Yeah.
So my character is still trapped inside a flesh prison, possibly in more ways than one.
I'm gonna check the wording on a spell real quick.
That's never a good thing when a DM looks up wording on a spell.
Don't you dare. I know what you're looking up. Don't you fucking dare.
What, dispel magic? That's not actually what I'm looking up.
No, I'm thinking of another one.
Okay.
Because I know that can't be dispelled by dispelled magic for Wall of Force.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Disintegrate can get rid of it, though.
Oh, right. I don't have disintegrate.
Good.
Creature you can see within range for a non-physical attack. Does Wall of Force block that?
Non-physical attacks, I think like ranged attacks count as physical, but I think magic still goes through.
Okay, that was what I was thinking, because I would say it blocks like a fireball, but not a psychic thing.
So this is something I've always been unclear about in this edition, because in 3rd edition, for example, there was much more time spent explaining line of sight and line of effect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Googling do spells need line of effect in 5th edition just kind of brings up discussion that
it
kind of
does
goes either
say
way.
it's immune to all damage.
The wall is, yeah.
Yeah, the wall is to all damage.
Well, so hang on a second. Does Wall of Force say anything about giving cover?
No.
Because somebody in a discussion here is saying to see the cover rules and spell targeting rules.
Mm-hmm. Because the spell I'm looking at is just you, a creature within range that you can see.
Yeah, I would say for the purposes of this, it's your call. This is definitely something that could be more well explained in the rules.
Yeah, I think because this is... go ahead if you have something to contribute, Austin.
Mike Merle's unofficial ruling is that Wall of Force does block spells, including lines of effect. I don't know. I'm still kind of fishing through answers and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the best answer I think we're going to get is, well, one of the creators has said this is how they do it.
Right. Okay, for purposes of this, one-shot interlude, I'm going to say it blocks physical stuff, not mental stuff. Okay. We can dig into this further before it affects, the ongoing characters in the main campaign.
Sure.
But for now, Chomp, I will need you to make a wisdom save.
Oh, a nat 20.
Wow! So, Nyarlathotep, the avatar of Cthulhu, stares at you through this wall, and his beady black eyes open wide, and his red forehead eye that he just acquired opens wide, and you see a glimpse of your worst nightmare, and then you just kind of laugh and brush it aside, and you're unaffected by it. Let's see, that's all for him. We're back to Freya.
Freya is going to move around Chomp and is going to slash at this Mind Flayer twice. That is a 10 to hit.
A 10 is going to miss the Mind Flayer.
And a 19 to hit.
Yes.
Man, that is a dinky roll. A 1 on a D8, that's only 3 piercing damage.
Yeah. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Back up just slightly. You failed your save, right, and took the sanity damage and such? Or did you succeed, Freya?
I succeeded. My con save was 23.
Yes, but right, not for the concentration, but for the damage itself, the psychic damage and the sanity damage. You took that damage, right? That hit.
Yeah,
that
I took the damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I apologize. That means that you're stunned for 1 minute, so you can make your save against being stunned.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I will move
my
back
bad.
to where I am. What's the save again?
DC 15?
No, what do
sorry.
I roll for it?
Intelligence.
Intelligence. Oh, well.
Woo.
Okay, yeah. No longer
That's a
stunned.
19.
Very nice.
Do I still get my action, or was that my
No, that's
action?
at the end of your turn.
Okay.
Alright, so none of the monsters can do anything except for the Mind Flayer that's still in here with you all. So it is going to... I'm sorry, Chomp. It's going to use its magic missile, Sanity, for 5 seconds damage.
Oh! Well, Chomp is gone insane.
Oh, see, I haven't been able to see your health bars, so I've been assuming, oh yeah, no, Chomp's doing fine.
Okay.
Oh, you can't see each other's health bars?
Not his. I can see everybody else's, just not not his.
Weird. Whoops.
So I assumed the best.
Nope.
Both for the purposes of time and fun, Chomp, when you reach 0 sanity, you just go into an all-out blood frenzy.
Great.
There you go.
It's time to kill, boys and girls.
So it's going to be D's turn.
Okay. Go ahead and roll some damage for me.
Yep, 6 damage.
6.
Not too bad.
So hopefully I can get out of this thing this round. So I'm going to attack with disadvantage. Ugh. I mean, whatever. So first one was definitely a failure. That was an 8, a natural 1.
Mm-hmm.
Then my second attack is a 24. That is a
Amazing.
hit. So D4 plus 3, 6 damage.
That is just enough. You claw your way out of this tomb.
So I claw my way out. I was hoping I could spring out of this thing and huck a dagger at this Mind Flayer, but alas, it'll have to wait till next time.
Right.
I will, when I can move, I guess I'll just stay where I am. I'm assuming there won't be any ill effects for standing next to this, pile of dead flesh.
Correct. It's fully dead now. Okay, so it's Chomp's turn. Chomp, you can either roleplay.
Sorry, I now realize what has happened. I see, party members either dead or insane and a wall of force around us. And I don't know, I'm stunned for a moment.
All right, you are stunned, so on your next turn, you will take no actions.
No,
I'm... okay, so it's Chomp's turn. You can either roleplay appropriately, or you can just, roll, a die and do even odd for which one you attack. But, I'm fine with you still attacking the Mind Flayer. Just remember, at this point, you're fully insane beyond reparation, short of, powerful healing magic.
Yeah, I'll call it out now. Odd Mind Flayer, even Freya.
Okay. That's a 4.
All right, well, that's... All right. Oh, he's sorry about this, but he's going time for some killing. And I'll do attacks with the both 15.
Neither of those hit. My AC is 15.
All right.
Oh, no, that means both of them hit.
Oh, both of them hit?
Yeah. Ty goes to the attacker.
Fuck off. Shield.
There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, as you go to, swing back on Freya, these chains, grapple your axe, and she goes, "Don't you dare."
Well, I dare, love. And I'm going to go ahead and use my bonus action to try to bite.
Oh, no.
That only
it's
works
still
if you
up.
hit, I think.
Is it really? Let me see here. Oh, it doesn't even work. Never mind. Ah, well, I didn't want to bite you, and you look nasty to taste.
That's not what you were saying last night, stupid.
Oh, got me in a tap. But, all right, that's my turn. Yeah.
All right. The zombie claw is continuing to bang on this wall of force. The intellect devourers are clawing at it. Because they're underwater, all 4 of them are up against the wall at this point, because they can stack on top of each other.
Great. Love it.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Indeed. Back to the Avatar of Cthulhu, who, let's see how many spell slots he has. You can try that same spell one more time, or a couple more times, actually. So, we're going to say, Freya, make what kind of... It was a wisdom save. Make a wisdom save.
What spell is he? Is he casting a spell or an ability?
He is casting a spell. This is Phantasmal Killer. He's trying to make you live out your worst nightmare until you are driven insane.
Oh shit, I actually just used my reaction on shield, so I still... Fuck, I was gonna counterspell. Okay, you said wisdom save?
Correct. Save DC 16.
That's an 18 wisdom save.
Very nice. And you defy him. And it's your turn. You're no longer stunned.
Thank fucking goodness. Man, I don't think I can uncrazy you. I don't think that's actually a thing that I can do.
We're looking for greater restoration.
Yeah.
Oh, I have that as a rogue. Oh, whoops. Sorry, I don't.
I'm really sorry, D.
Wait, what?
I'm
Me?
really sorry.
I don't like the
I
sound
just
of that.
met you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna Misty Step. 30 feet over here. And then I'm gonna use the rest of my action to dash. I'm gonna fucking dip.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's the play, actually.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, if you had dropped the wall of force, I probably would have done the same, but in the other direction.
Yeah.
It's all good.
All right.
Is the wall of force still up, though?
What's the range of it? 120 feet. So, yes, it is still up because I am within 120 feet.
Okay. Well.
Mind Flayer's gonna walk over to D,
Yep.
and it's gonna attack you with its tentacles and just try to wrap them around your squishy little brain. Does an 18 hit?
18 does hit, yes.
Okay, so 12 sanity damage, and you are grappled.
Okay.
You also have to make an intelligence saving throw. DC
I will
15.
reduce. That was an attack, so I will reduce that damage by half.
Okay.
And sorry, it was 12 damage, you said?
Do I
yes.
get an attack
Sanity
of
damage.
opportunity, by the way?
Oh, sanity.
Oh, you do? Yeah, go ahead and make an attack of opportunity. Chomp.
Nope. That's a natural one. Hey, where you going? Just yelling out to Freya.
Chomp bites Carl instead. What's left of him?
Okay. So, I'm sorry, is it, whose turn is it?
I'm waiting for your intelligence save.
Oh, sorry, I completely
worries.
missed that part.
No worries.
Okay, I am actually fairly good at these. 15.
Yeah, on the button, so you are not stunned,
Okay.
which also means you're not incapacitated, which is sad for this Mind Flayer.
Yep. Poor Mind Flayer.
I know. It's your turn now. You are
Okay.
grappled.
I will, I guess I'm going to try to attack it. And I'll actually say that because it has attacked my head specifically, my mask that I'm wearing, like the breathing mask, part of it breaks, and like one of the goggles from my eye breaks off. And for anybody who's in the room, I guess just Chomp, you see that it's actually not that the goggle was glowing, it's that my eye is glowing behind the
Nice.
goggle. So I'm going to try and attack this thing. I don't think I have any sort of way to get sneak attack on it, but whatever. 13.
13 does not quite hit.
Okay.
Your knife's, well, never mind. It's not a physical knife.
Right. Now, to get out of a grapple, see, I freaking hate grappling. Requires either an acrobatics or athletics check, and I'm terrible at both. Those are not my specialty. And I guess it's too late anyway. I already made an attack, so I'll just make my offhand attack. Try to stab it with my other. Oh, 12. Even worse.
Yeah.
So I kind of flail a couple times. I go to stab my psychic blade into it, and it like just raises a hand and blocks it.
Right.
Because it's not using its hands to grapple me, it's using its mouth to grapple me.
Right, and like as a Mind Flayer, it's psychically powerful, so it's able to kind of ward off your blows.
Yeah.
All right, that brings us to Chomp.
Well, Chomp is just going to go for the closest thing he could try to kill. So, just runs up to the Mind Flayer with just cackling with insanity as his mind is lost, and he'll try to go ahead and do damage, but he'll do so recklessly,
All right.
obviously. And then the next one,
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So with a 25 on the first
25?
one, 26 on the second one.
Yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, those both probably hit, right?
Yes.
I hope so.
Those two, in fact, both hit.
And
Ooh,
then,
looking for 27.
oh no! Well, that sucks. And then I'll go ahead. I'll re-roll that one to see what happens. Actually, no, I'll save it for the next one. Yeah, I'll just roll it anyway. Yeah. So, and then I'll go ahead and I will bite him
All right.
as the maws open. It's an 18 hit.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So that is 13 plus 16 plus 8. So let's do that at 13 plus 16 plus 8 is 37 points of damage there.
Amazing. That bloodies it.
It only bloodies it.
I mean, it was at full health, so that's one hit to bloody a CR7 monster. I think that's still pretty good. All right, let's see. That's a few monsters that can't get through the Wall of Force, because that is still up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's back to the Avatar of Cthulhu, who walks
Good
as
spell.
close.
Good use of that spell, I will say.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to walk up as close as he can and stare with his three-eyed gaze at D. And he speaks in your mind, D. You didn't establish this psychic connection, so it probably surprises you to have someone else in your head. And he's casting Dominate Person on you. So that's going to be a wisdom save. That's my second worst save. 17! You got it. I was looking for a 16.
Whew, okay.
Man.
When it tries to dominate my mind, it hears my voice back in its head say,
"This one's already occupied."
Wow. It makes disappointed mind flare noises.
I'm about to die, so I might as well get, little bits of character backstory in here if I can.
Exactly. Okay. Back to Freya. Are you still just fleeing?
I think what I'm trying to do is Freya will know like the kind of distance. I think she's a little obsessive as she's running. She's like, like plus 3 feet, plus 5 feet, plus 3 feet, as she's like kind of like adding up to make sure that she can still like be within the range of this Wall of Force.
Sure.
And she's going to like attempt to hide somewhere.
Okay.
But still within distance.
Sure. All right.
She's feeling pretty guilty, but based on what the player is experiencing, I don't feel like I made a terrible decision.
Yeah. So this Mind Flare first is going to see if its ability recharges. It does.
Oh, boy.
So, D, I'm going to need a DC 15 intelligence save.
Yeah. 9.
Yeah, so you take 15 psychic damage, 10 sanity damage, and you were stunned for a minute.
Okay. So I'm at 2 hit points and 37. So I'm actually doing pretty good on the sanity damage. Not that it is going to matter in a minute, and I'm stunned for a minute. Cool.
All right. Chomp.
Chomp will once again just cackle maniacally as he attacks recklessly at the Mind Flayer.
Yeah, 25.
25, and then... Oh, it's a crit.
A natural 20.
Wow.
Crit. Yep. And then he'll go ahead and he'll attack with his bite, which is a 25.
With 3 hits and 1 crit, there's no way you're not going to do enough damage to just outright devour that. So
I do devour him.
Yes.
Devour the mind of the mind devourer.
Right.
But now I got a sweet little D.
Which is technically, I guess, a different thing.
Well, the Avatar of Cthulhu still can't do a whole lot, but it's gonna try to do Phantasmal Killer on D. This is his last spell slot of this level.
Okay.
I believe that's a Wisdom save, DC 16.
Wisdom save. That's a failure.
There it is. Yeah. So from Phantasmal Killer, that means you're experiencing your worst nightmare. On a failed save, at the end of each of your turns until the spell ends, you take 40-10 psychic damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think no matter what I do on my turn, I'm going to die.
Let me confirm. Do you take half on a success? Oh, wait, yeah, because you already failed. So, yeah, you're going to take a minimum of 4 damage on your next turn.
Okay.
Yeah, so Freya, one last chance to interject yourself, and then it's going to be D's turn.
D, I don't think there's literally anything I can do. I can't. This is me as a player, just player to player. There is nothing that I can do to save anyone right now.
If I could speak through the psychic link for a moment, you hear my voice say,
"Do not mourn this one. There will be others."
And with that, Freya does find some resolve, and the Wall of Force comes down.
Okay.
All right.
And Diatessaron experiences the enormity of space and dies.
Beautiful. Tragic. Yeah, I think that is where we're gonna end this first interlude. Freya's fate will remain a mystery to any listener, at least for now.
Did Chomp just bite the bullet?
Well, so technically this was not a TPK because one of you might have escaped and the other one didn't die, just lost every shred of sanity.
Okay.
So, listeners, look for an insane Chomp Razorfin in the future. Main player characters, watch out.
This is not the mashup I wanted.
What, Clacker versus Chomp?
Oh god.
Can I just guest star and just provide voice? I don't even really want to play it. I just want to provide commentary.
Just give them the enemy sheet, you know. Come on through, fucking smash some boys up.
Right. Right. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna NPC them, but we'll be in communication in the future about possible cameos for the two that survived. Yeah, so thank you all for playing. The three of you that are guests, and Alex, thank you for doubling up and doing the interlude as well.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
My pleasure.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I hope that you all did too, and weren't too attached to these characters.
It's a one-shot, so I figured,
Right.
you know, either I would die or, I don't know, I guess that's really all I kind of expected, but that was a lot of fun.
Well, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Not gonna lie, I had a lot of fun playing as my shark boy who went insane.
I think it was a fitting ending for that character.
Yeah, sure was.
I do too. I'm thrilled that Chomp survived, but is insane.
This is the first time I've ever, like, abandoned teammates. Like, I'm really trying to, like, inhabit this, like, person who is probably really fucking selfish. Like, I play really selfless characters, and I'm just like, I'll die for you, jump in front of the bullet, kind of like dudes. If you listen to Homebrew, you know fucking Zeldwin would, like, die for anybody. And then, like, trying to get into this character, I was just like, you know what? Freya's not gonna be that person.
Right.
And I don't have anything that could help. So this is the very first for me ever at any table, is just dipping.
It kind of was awesome.
Yeah.
Because
It feels weird.
That conversation we had in that house, like, almost kind of foreshadows that, right? Well, just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that was nasty. That was gnarly.
This has been the Kaleidosphere, To Whom the Sea Belongs. Thank you for joining us on this epic voyage. If you enjoyed this, then please like, share, subscribe, leave a hopefully 5-star review, leave a written review. All of that is wonderful. Please spread the word to people you think would be interested in this. In that kind of vein of spreading the word, I'm going to give the rest of you just a quick chance to pitch your own podcast one last time. So let's start with Gabe this time.
Sure. Once again, my name is Gabe, and I was one of the hosts of Interparty Conflict. I forgot to mention earlier, if you listen to episode 215 of Interparty Conflict, you might hear a familiar voice. We had Nathan on for that episode, and it was great. So if nothing else, check out that episode.
That's right, thank you. Yeah, that was a really fun time. That was actually my first foray into D&D podcasting. So
Cool.
Yeah, the Kaleidosphere is in some part an outgrowth of that.
Awesome.
Yeah. Carlos.
Yeah, hey, look out for the newest Homebrew podcast, Powered Fail. It's going to be a good time. It's a great story. Lighthearted theme at first, and I don't think there's going to be any insanity like this is, but who knows, right? So check that out. That's going to be where you find your podcasts, and hopefully we'll see you there.
All right, and last but certainly not least, Austin.
Yeah, Austin Brady. I am Zaldwin on the Homebrew, a D&D podcast, and I am also a player on Power Word Fail. And I have a bunch of other little things, little pop-ins here and there. And if you happen to be a Homebrew subscriber, you can witness the first time I ever met our magnificent DM, Nathan. There's a little episode of Conversed Arcana hidden within our archive where we talk Rangers, I believe.
I remember that episode.
Yeah, that's right. And we had like a PvP. I fought TJ. We both made Rangers and had a smackdown.
Just duped it out.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for inviting me. This was awesome.
Yeah, thank you. All right. If you would like to get in touch with us, go to linktree.ee/the Kaleidosphere to find links to the Discord, Twitter, and email. We are actively in the Discord, so it's not just like a fan thing. So we'd love to interact with you there. This campaign is dedicated to Brandon, who we hold in loving memory. To Whom the Sea Belongs is a campaign set in the Kaleidosphere. That's kale, like the vegetable, Ido, I-D-O, sphere. Join us next week as we get back to the main crew.